You are listening to Aftersight. This recording is intended solely for individuals who are blind or have low vision.
Thank you for joining us for the June 6th, 2024 Thursday reading of the Montrose and Delta News, as seen in the June 3rd, 2024 edition of the Montrose Mirror. Today we will be reading the following main articles. Patterson term limited as DMEA faces contested election, written by Gail Marvell. CDOT meeting focused on future of US 50 bridge by Gunnison Clamp, and following up with other miscellaneous articles. Let's begin. Patterson term limited as DMEA faces contested election by Gail Marvell. Montrose. On May 28th, the Delta Montrose Electric Association, the DMEA, Board of Directors regular meeting was called to order at 3 p.m. The call to order was followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, determination of a quorum, and approval of the consent agenda, membership and meter report, and minutes from the April 2024 regular meeting. Directors Jock Fleming and Eno Hoysher were absent. All other board members were present in person. Member attendance and introductions. DMEA co-op members are afforded an opportunity to speak during member comments, which for this meeting was scheduled for 5 p.m. Those addressing the board were members of the Citizens Climate Lobby, Kent Dolezal, Tony Hogue and Mary Longcar, as well as Joseph McGill, who attended by Zoom. Delta resident Kent Cloward attended in person but did not have comments for the board. Board recognition. Both Jock Fleming and Stacia Cannon were recognised for their continuing education efforts and received their board leadership certificate through the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association. Bill Patterson, who is term limited, was recognised for serving on the board for 12 years. Committee Chair reports. Finance Audit Rate Committee, FAR, Damon Lockhart, Chair. Lockhart said, "We did not meet." Engineering Construction Energy Services Committee, Eno Hoysher, Chair, did not meet. Member Relations Committee, Bill Patterson, Chair. Patterson said, "We met on April 24th and talked about the upcoming annual meeting. We talked about candidates, method of voting, the low percentage of votes, co-bank scholarships, applications for scholarships, and how to personally hand out scholarships." Executive Committee, Stacia Cannon, Chair. Cannon said, "We did not meet either." Informational item. Non-privileged CEO report. CEO Jack Johnston. Johnston noted that officials from other entities, for example CREA, Western United, would be attending future board meetings to meet the DMEA board. He said, "Pretty straightforward this month. We had scholarships and linemen attending Hotline School for 2 weeks. It's advanced education, and we gave out 5 scholarships. It's the best hands-on our staff can get here." DMEA employees put large American flags on display in Delta and Montrose counties. Johnston said, "It's our contribution to national holidays. We put them up for Memorial Day and we'll put them up for the 4th of July." Addressing the topic of vegetation, Johnston said, "By August, we'll have the overall assessment done on our system as a whole. It includes vegetation removal and is leading up to the 2025 budget. Liability the last few years we have improved. Mother Nature has treated us well in April." Kevin Williams asked about the accumulation of little tiny outages. Staff reported outages can be attributed to weather, wind and snow. Car to pole accidents result in longer outages because poles must be replaced. There were no major event days in the month. Continuing with his report, Johnston said, "The trend line for EV charging stations has increased in usage." Background. Net metering is a billing system that allows customers who generate their own electricity to exchange excess electricity and thus reduce their overall bill. Johnston said, "There are a lot of solar sales developers in our territory. There is a lot of discussion on net metering on the state level, and we're worried about misinformation. There is a PSA on our website to keep members informed. We want to help residents know what is and what is not factual." DMEA donated an old GIS, Geographic Information System, which produces large maps, to North Fork High School. Johnston informed the board about the number of ballots that have been returned for the upcoming Board of Directors election. As of May 20th, 2024, there was a 9.8% return, for a total of 2,997 returned ballots. Ballots could be submitted by 3 different methods: mail, which accounted for 2,128, web, which was 636, and SmartTab, which was 233. However, before the meeting adjourned, Johnston updated the report, and ballots received now stood at 13.29%. Looking at past years, the 2016 had a 19.06% of returned ballots. Informational item: non-privileged legal report. Attorney Sarah Abbott. Abbott said, "We've been looking at governing policies. We're taking another look at the bylaws in an ongoing effort to modernise governing. We've been preparing for the upcoming election." Informational item director reports, Western United Electrical Supply, WUES report. Jock Fleming. In Fleming's absence, Johnston said, "The backlog of transformers has softened. There is a significant improvement. They are looking to expand to another state. Their business is doing extremely well." Colorado Rural Electric Association report. Damon Lockhart. Lockhart reported on a meeting at Grand Valley Power. He said, "This is a very diverse group. I listened a lot." Johnston said DMEA is active in the conversation of net metering. "We're over 5% and growing. We have system limitations. Pace is slowing down right now." Note: recent changes in DMEA department head titles. Jay Suki, interim CIO, Bob Farmer, interim CFO, Gail Gokar, senior advisor to the CFO. Informational item Form 7. Senior financial advisor Gail Gokar deferred to interim chief financial officer Bob Farmer. Form 7, which had a deadline of April 30th, has already been filed with an electronic signature. Information on Form 7 has been seen by the board. Johnston said, "It's a static report." Action item: Operation Roundup Trustees. 2 new trustees were appointed, giving Operation Roundup a full complement of board members. Capital Credit Allocation. Interim Chief Financial Officer Bob Farmer. Farmer explained the 2 options available: allocation by revenue or by kilowatt hours. His recommendation was allocation by revenue in order to maintain consistency with past practices. Passed unanimously. Reconnect Grant RUS Form 675. It was determined a formal vote would be appropriate. Passed unanimously. Member comments. Representatives of the Citizens Climate Lobby, including Kent Dolezal, Tony Hogue and Mary Longcar, addressed the board to encourage DMEA to be more aggressive in promoting rooftop solar as a means to the goal of 100% renewable energy. Joseph McGill on Zoom is also a proponent of solar and renewable energy and made brief comments to the board. Hogue, president of the Citizens Climate Lobby, will meet CEO Johnston in the near future. Johnston, who would not commit to DMEA's future plans, said, "But I can tell you where we are at today." Unclaimed Capital Credit Fund donation request. Montrose County. Making the request for $50,000 were Montrose County Manager John Washbush, Montrose County Communications Director Katie Jurgensen, and Scott Stryker & Co. Because of technical difficulties with the video, Washbush used PowerPoint for his presentation. Funds are requested for the remodel project of the 100-year-old Montrose County Courthouse. Washbush said the historical aspect of the building is that everything was produced locally, the bricks, timber, sandstone and labour. Totally local building, a local effort. Stryker, the contractor for this project, spoke about the circulation of money locally. He said, "It's a $13 million contract. A small portion will go to Denver and Grand Junction, but 95% goes to the Delta and Montrose area." Washbush said, "We, the Montrose County and DMEA, serve the same folks. We have the same service area." Other entities partnering on this project with the county are DOLA, the Department of Local Affairs, and the City of Montrose waived fees. Washbush said, "This is a cash project. There is no debt." Executive session. Confidential corporate litigation and regulatory matters. Review unclaimed capital credit fund donation request, Montrose County. Board policy review. Policy 108, Board Communications. Policy 109, Outside Engagement of Services. Policy 116, Member Concerns. Executive Session Summary. Amy Taylor, Executive Assistant. In an email, Taylor summarized the action taken by the board after exiting the executive session. Unclaimed capital credit fund donation request, Montrose County. The board declined to act, tabling this matter to the June regular meeting. Board Policy 108, Board Communications. Upon motion by Director Matheny, seconded by Director Sanchez, the board unanimously approved the updates to Board Policy 108 with 2 amendments, adding back in some previous policy version verbiage. Board Policy 109, Outside Engagement of Services. The board declined to act, tabling this matter to the June regular meeting. Board Policy 116, Member Concerns. Upon motion by Director Williams, seconded by Director Lockhart, the board unanimously approved the updates to Board Policy 116 with 1 minor verbiage amendment. There were no additional items from the executive session to address. Having no further business to conduct, the board adjourned its regular meeting to 7:08 p.m. Annual meeting. The DMEA annual meeting will take place on Thursday, June 6th, 2024, 4:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Columbine Middle School, 610 York Street, Montrose. Background. During meetings, the board hears verbal summary reports of their monthly meetings and activities. Co-op membership has access to some of the written staff reports submitted for board approval, for example, minutes of the previous meeting, CEO report and action items resolutions. Following the meeting, members can access packet information through SmartHub, the online service which allows members to manage their DMEA accounts. Director contact information. Directors for District 1 through to District 9 are listed. Bill Patterson can be reached at 970-209-1449 and the email is bpatterson@montrose.net. District 2, Steve Matheny can be reached at 970-209-6172 and email Steve, steve.matheny, METHENY, @dmea.com. District 3, Jacob Gray can be reached at 970-778-9512. Jacob.Gray, jacob.gray, @dmea.com. District 4, Emily Sanchez can be reached at 970-209-4582. And that's emily.sanchez@dmea.com, emily.sanchez@dmea.com. Kevin Williams for District 5 can be reached at 406-839-1603, kevin.williams@dmea.com. District 6, Damon Lockhart, can be reached at 970-314-1071, and the email is damon.lockhart@dmea.com. District 7, Eno Hoysher, can be reached at 970-270-6523, and the email is enno.heuscher@dmea.com. District 8, North Region, Stacia Cannon, can be reached at 920-207-8831, and the email is stacia.cannon@dmea.com. And lastly, for District 9, South Region, Jock Fleming, the number is 970-275-1808, and the email is jock.fleming@dmea.com. CDOT meeting focused on future of US 50 bridge by Gunnison Clamp. Montrose. The Colorado Department of Transportation, CDOT, is hopeful of a best-case scenario on the Highway 50 bridge between Montrose and Gunnison as they push for a deadline of reopening it by July 4th to partial traffic. The DOT held a meeting at the Montrose County Event Center on Thursday, May 23rd, covering a range of topics on the bridge, from tentative deadlines to the inspection process that revealed the critical issues. Structural cracks were initially found in April during a federally directed inspection, immediately closing the bridge and leading to widespread uncertainty across the western slope. A detour has since been opened on Gunnison County Road 26, with multiple windows of time every day for traffic to make the trip east. Without having to take a detour to I-70 or US 160, the option of using County Road 25 as a separate bypass is also being evaluated. Present at the meeting were CDOT Executive Director Shoshana Liu, CDOT Region 3 Director Jason Smith, and several other officials, including State Representative Mark Catlin. You're going to hear some things about the state of Colorado doing their best, Catlin said as he welcomed guests and opened the meeting. To tell you the truth, I'm proud of what they're doing. Director Liu opened discussion among CDOT officials and engineers by talking about what the inspection process that found the issues is meant to do. In terms of the process is supposed to identify things that could be catastrophic. Engineer Rob Beck stated that we brought sophisticated methods out to essentially look into the steel. The anomalies are in the welds that you cannot see with the naked eye. Liu said that the schedule that we've laid out is aggressive. If things go right with the weather and the team is able to continue to get materials, we're optimistic that this schedule is achievable. We just met with the federal team in Blue Canyon, and their goal is to get this done by July 4th as well. The Blue Creek Canyon construction has been ongoing for several years now and will finish up this spring, which means that eastbound travelers on Highway 50 may face two separate traffic disruptions for the next month or so. Beck explained an important point about the issues on the bridge. Some of these things are critical and others aren't as urgent. The span of time from about June 7th to 13th will be occupied with repairing critical structural issues on the bridge, and through the summer the plan is to repair many other minor non-critical issues found while allowing the passage of traffic. We would sequence the repairs to hopefully get more and more traffic, more weight, Liu said. That sequence would get the bridge fixed by the end of the summer season. Regional Director Smith told the audience that the steel is scheduled to start arriving on June 5th. Once we can get steel on site, then we start performing critical repairs. He also stated, "It's a 24/7 operation we're gearing up for right now." After critical repairs, the hope, of course, is to open the bridge to limited traffic. One thing Smith said the department is doing to help with this is stripping the asphalt off the deck of the bridge to reduce weight. Even once weight load is reduced and traffic is allowed, expectations shouldn't be full traffic. On July 4th, we don't know how long openings will be, Smith said. We need to be off of this structure before winter. After discussion and a presentation on areas of the bridge affected by anomalies, the floor was opened to questions. One person asked if other bridges were identified with the same issue. Jason Smith said that the steel used for the middle bridge, T1 steel, was used in the Lake Fork Bridge as well. Initial inspection was already done there, but no critical issues were found, so inspections moved to the middle bridge. Eventually, though, once issues with the middle bridge are ironed out, scanning will be done to see if the one on the Lake Fork of the Gunnison River has similar minor issues. Another question brought up weight restrictions as far as travel across the bridge this summer. Smith answered that there would be, but that it was yet to be determined. Continuing, he dove into length and width as well. We're not sure if it'll be limited on the length necessarily. We do have to have a width restriction. The Mirror asked what federal assistance looked like on the project and how much or how little funds from Washington were helping. Director Liu's answer didn't paint the prettiest picture, but did tell of the determination of the state of Colorado to get it done anyway. We're not waiting for federal dollars. When we applied for the funding, we were denied. The federal programs that are available for emergencies are designed for acts of God. She said there was a range of events that could trigger distribution of funds, but that bridge inspections did not fall under those criteria. Some funds at the moment are coming from an emergency grant from the Colorado Transportation Commission. Liu went on to explain that the state dollar would suffice, but that the hope is that future federal programs can assist. Fortunately, there are several sources of state funding, but we will also continue to pursue other sources of federal funds. There are some grant programs that we've applied for that open in July and August. We'll be putting in applications for large amounts of federal funding. Longer term, we've raised this question to the feds on why this kind of issue doesn't trigger the emergency funding. We may ask our delegation to raise that question to Congress, Director Liu said. Other questions followed, and the attendees from the public displayed some frustrations with the project, such as issues in the public communications and the uncertainty the project brought. However, the good that has come of the issue was highlighted too. County Commissioner Sue Hansen said that as a result of the challenges faced by local ranchers, the county now had a comprehensive producer list for agricultural producers in the area, and the plan is to continue to expand and improve that further. So far, weather has remained favourable for repairs as crews continue to work towards the July 4th traffic goal. For further updates, visit codot.gov/news/2024/US-50-bridge-closure. Or call the Region 3 office at 970-243-2368. Regional News Briefs. Benefit concert featuring acclaimed classical pianist Cara Huber. Special to the Mirror. Ridgeway. A concert featuring classical pianist Cara Huber will be Sunday, June 9th from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. at the United Church of the San Juans in Ridgeway. Proceeds will be used towards medical expenses, and a portion of the proceeds will be donated to eBeauty Community, a non-profit organisation that provides free wigs to women undergoing cancer treatment. This is the site to follow Meredith's journey, www.caringbridge.org/visit/Meredith's cancer journey/journal. Donations can be made through givesendgo.com at www.givesendgo.com/GBHBU. And that's all we have time for today. Thank you for listening to the Montrose and Delta News.